Hey faves, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My plans got cancelled today. My access was denied, so I thought, hey, let's sit down and have a girls chat. So today we're going to be talking about how I met my partner. So grab yourself a drink and let's chat. Hey faves, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for listening to all my stories. And if you're new here, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, okay? Thank you so much for joining me. So today my plans got cancelled. Wah, wah, wah. So I thought, you know what? I'm not going to let this beat go to waste, so let's shoot a YouTube video. And I thought, hey, let's grab a drink and let's talk about how my partner and I met. My partner and I met back in 2011. That is almost 10 years ago. So we are approaching that 10-year mark. But I always say, it's not about the time that you've been together with your partner. For me, time doesn't count. Okay, so please don't ask us the questions when we're getting married, when we're having babies. Okay, we're still enjoying ourselves. We'll answer all those questions together sometime in the future. But him and I have a podcast together. It's under the Noni Kumalo podcast, if you search for it online. And it's called Thick and Thin. And the background is that thick and thin obviously comes from through thick and thin. But it also comes from the fact that I'm a thick girl, and he's skinny, he's thin. So that's where it also comes from. And it's tons of fun. I mean, we really go back and forth with each other, and we just really try to establish our relationship. We reminisce over the fun old times when the honeymoon stage was at its peak, because now it's not at its peak. But again, another story for another day. So him and I met at a very common mall in the West Rand. It's called Westgate Mall. At that time, I just graduated from the African Leadership Academy, and I went to Foschini, and I went to go look for something just to keep me busy. So I went and I dropped my CV off, and they said, look, we're going to put you in the cosmetics section. So I was there for quite some time until this very random day. Let me take a sip. So, on this random day, like literally random, what I do remember is that it was definitely summer. Because you know this thing of people eating ice cream on the benches. And all they do is... So I was thoroughly entertained watching people eat ice cream on the benches. Weird. And I was in store. So while I was looking outside, I see this guy with a hat on. He passes. No, actually, I'm lying. I think I saw my partner a couple of weeks prior, because I saw a man with a beard but had a hat on, but I couldn't really access the eye area. This is my assumption. He says, I am not telling the truth, because had he seen me, he would have stopped by and said hi. So cool. That day, he wasn't wearing a hat, or if he was, I could still see his eyes. And I kid you not, I know it sounds like it's a movie, but really, it's not a movie. It's real life. Okay? Our eyes met, and they locked for like 3 seconds, 5 seconds, right? And we looked into each other's eyes, and he passed and went away. And when he passed, I was like, that's a cute guy. That's a very, very cute guy. So I think at that time, it was almost my tea time at work. I worked at the counter as a Clinique cosmetics consultant. So I went to the back to go for my tea break. When I come back, my colleagues are like, girl, you won't believe this. There's this guy with a beard, because everybody knew I had a thing for guys with beards. I mean, for me, I had pictures of guys with beards on my phone at that stage. I mean, I was 18. So I had a craze for guys with a beard and a bald head. So cool, they tell me this guy was looking for you. I was like, oh, really? So in my head, I'm like, okay, this could be the guy, but Ritlabon. And then they said, no, he's coming back now. So I wait. I think 5 minutes go by, 10 minutes go by. I'm thinking, oh, let me go and touch up on my makeup. Go and I touch up on my makeup. I think this guy only came back after 20 minutes. 20 minutes. But anyway, doesn't matter. He was there. He came with a deep voice. Cha. And he says to me, hi, my name is Piggy. You're Noni, right? I was like, yeah, I'm Noni. So I say to him, is it Piggy or Piggy? And then he has the audacity to ask me, what is the difference? Piggy, Piggy. Surely there's a difference. I mean, you gotta tell me there is a difference in Piggy and Piggy. But he says, what's the difference? And I just look at him like, excuse me, sir, you're here to see me. You are here to see me. So let's not start any funny things. Anyway, that was the era of the Blackberry curve. So he takes out his Blackberry curve and he asked for my number. And I think my number was still fairly new at that time. But I told myself, I'm going to give this number out once. I'm never going to repeat it again because I am not trying to look desperate. So he takes out his phone. He asks for my number. I give it to him. 07 blah 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 blah. He doesn't ask for it the second time. I'm not going to give it to him the second time. So if the number is correct, it's correct. If it's not, it's whatever. Cool. So I sit, he leaves, I am gushing, blushing. I'm literally like, oh my gosh, is this guy going to call me? Is he going to send me a BBM? So I got really excited. And then after a couple of hours, I then went for was it my lunch break? I think I went for my lunch break. So where the Foschini tea room was situated, it had really bad network. So it was behind like the shoe section. But I kid you not, I went to my locker because obviously we weren't allowed phones on the floor. So I didn't have my phone on the floor. I had it in the locker. Because I go looking, hey, phone fell out of the locker. I can't remember if it was a call or a message. But saying, hey, do you mind if you and I meet after work? So I say to him, okay, no, cool. We can meet after work. However, my dad's going to fetch me at 7. So 7 o'clock, I'm out. That time I didn't drive. My dad would pick me up from work. So he said, no, it's fine. I'll be there by 6. 6 o'clock comes. Banamar. 6 o'clock comes, I wait by the bench where everybody was eating ice cream. I sit by that bench, I wait for this guy. 6:05, 6:10, 6:15, 6:20, this guy rocks up. And then he doesn't even rock up alone. He literally rocks up with his twin friends, Sia and Sizwe. Scotch. Waiting, they were very serious about their lives. So cool. He says to me, let's go to Panarotis. At that time, there were still Panarotis at Westgate by the door. So I walk with them. Here's me, girl, just got back from work. And here's this guy that says, come, let's chill with my friends. We get into Panarotis. And then this guy asks for the smoking section. I've never been to a smoking section at that time. My parents don't smoke, so... And who else was I really going out with at that time? I was young. My friends didn't smoke, so cool. I'm like, okay, we go in, we order pizza, and then we eat pizza. Everything's great. Everything's fine. Now I remember. So actually, he called me because when we were Panarotis, he then asked for my code. You know those little square little things with dotikis on them where you scan? Yeah, those scanner codes. That's when he then asked, and then I think our BBM connected, right? And I was like, oh, so this is another way that you can get BBM. Yeah, and it was very chuffed with himself. But anyway, so we sat and we ate, and obviously 7 o'clock came, and that meant that daddy's outside, so I'm going to go back home. And I remember I got into the car, and I was gushing. I was like, he's cute. He's got a nice voice. I think he's cute. I think I really, really like him. But when I saw him, I was like, I wanted this one. This one's going to be like a fling. It's not going to be anything serious because I don't see myself dating this guy. He just seemed way too cool for school. You know, that kind of stuff. And then I remember the audacity of this guy asking me if I can go out with him to a party. I was like, excuse me, you and I just met. Not here. That's not how it works. Not in my house. So I obviously rejected that offer. My dad picked me up and then he said to me, I really had a good time today. And I was like, so did I. Today, if you ask him why he asked me to go to a party with him, asankiti. He says, hore, onan testa. Please stop that. Like, we're not here to test anybody for anything. If you're going to invite me out and I want to go out, I will. But if I don't, I really don't. But here we are. Almost 10 years later, our anniversary is on the 6th of May. I think we could have come up with that date. It's the only one that makes logical sense because we technically met in April. But when we met, we'd say, he's a very traditional man. He's a very traditional man. And he's not just going to assume we are going out. He's actually going to ask me out. Which he eventually did after a couple of weeks. And he asked me out outside Westgate Mall by the telephones. Not romantic at all. So I'm hoping, since we're approaching 10 years, he can do something really romantic that's gonna like literally sweep me off my feet. But at the same time, I know my man is not necessarily the most romantic man on the planet, but he's caring, he's loving, he's supportive, and he just gets me. Because, you know, sometimes, but here we are, 10 years later, very happy. Obviously, there'll be challenges in any relationship, but I just thought, hey, since my plans were cancelled today, let me give you the lowdown of how him and I met. And as I said before, if you want to check out some of our conversations, you can head on over to the Noni Kumalo podcast and just hear some of the things that we get to talk about. I mean, we spoke about how we met together. So both perspectives. We spoke about our first fight. We spoke about our experiences with our exes. So it's interesting, I think, very different. So if you want to hear more of that, you can head on over to my podcast. But this is just me saying, look, a girl's got a beat on. She cannot go down without being seen today. So here's my face. And I really hope you enjoyed the conversation of how me and my partner met. Please let me know in the comment section below how you met your partner. Are your stories as romantic as love at first sight, even though the place wasn't necessarily relevant for love at first sight, but we took it anyway. So how did you meet your partner? Let me know on the comment section down below. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. And always remember, rati, ciao, bye.